Yeah.
And the way we do this is by defining these numbers as sets of rational numbers, right?
Yeah.
So, like, we define square root 2 as the set of all numbers, all rational numbers
Yeah.
that are less than. Okay. So we start off with a certain type of thing, which we're now going to call a real number, right?
Okay.
Which is a set of rational numbers. The set of all rational numbers less that are. Okay, sorry. I keep framing it in terms of less, which is what it is, but you can't start with less. You have to start with something else.
Mm-hmm.
And the something else you start with is, okay, you say it's a set of all rational numbers such that there's no maximum element, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for any element, x, in the set,
Yeah.
all rational numbers less than x are in the set.
Okay.
And once you do that, you can basically figure out a clever way to use that to define the algebraic numbers, right? And you can do that only with the rational numbers.
And it includes numbers like the square root of 2
Yes, exactly.
that go on forever, basically, right?
Because the thing about the square root of 2 is there is no rational number that is equal to the square root of 2.
Yeah, you can't express the square root of 2 as a fraction.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
what
the
is
set
it?
of all numbers, the set of all rational numbers less than square root of 2 has no upper element in that set.
Okay.
And so that's sort of how you
That is weird.
you come sideways at these numbers, and you can define them rigorously, which
Okay.
is neat. And with that definition, because you're sort of defining it in terms of rational numbers, you can prove that those numbers work the same way the rational numbers do, and that they're still subject to all the same arithmetic rules.
That's the algebraic numbers?
Yes.
Oh, I never heard of that before.
It's neat. And it's not super practical, and it's not mechanical at all, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting, and so the sort of kid, or the sort of, sort of person who has any potential to be a mathematician finds that cool instead of, like, pointless.
Or tedious or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, yeah.
So that's where your advanced math class, whatever. What was that class called?
It's called analysis.
Analysis.
And that's what we started with, but now we're sort of going back to some basics so that we can build up to the good stuff.
And is that a full year class?
Yeah. So for your class. Which is what allows him to do that kind of thing, you know? If it was a half year class, then